Hey, what's up? It's Mike,
And Scooty.
and we are Social House. And we just did an interview with Zach Sang, and you can check it out
Yeah.
in a link somewhere around where you're looking.
Maybe
or
like
you could
right
find
here. Or
another
maybe
way
it'll be
to
right
do it.
here.
Maybe
Or
it'll be a swipe.
right here.
Maybe not. I have no
Might be right
idea
here.
what medium we're gonna
It'll be
expose
somewhere,
this
though.
on, but it's gonna be
It's
out
gonna
there,
be.
and you could check out the
The
video.
general area.
Woo!
Let's do this. Zach Sang Show.
Hello, beautiful human. Dan's here.
Hey.
And we welcome Mikey Foster, and Charles Scooty Anderson. Hello.
What's up? What's up?
Legal names only here. What are you, half beast, half human?
Yeah, just walking around in my bare feet.
So what? Like, is this genuinely what you wanted to do in your heart? Or were you like, it could be kind of viral if I choose to wear bare feet with planet pants?
No, this is a usual thing.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have these. I have a black pair. I had a brown pair, but I wore them too much.
No, like literally, his foot came through it one day, and I'm like, "Yo, your whole foot's out." That's not even.
I respect you because I have a thing for shoes, even though some of my friends don't like the shoes I choose to wear, because I choose with comfort. I don't choose with style because I'm being sensible for my feet.
Hey, I feel that.
Smart decisions. You guys know a lot about each other. Like, you've seen him, walk through a pair of bear slippers.
Yeah.
How long has this friendship been going on?
Well, like 5 years, something like that. Okay, so we're both from Pittsburgh.
Yes.
And the music scene isn't too large, so you kind of know who's like decent and working hard and stuff like that. So we knew of each other, and even had a session, but didn't really know each other, didn't hang out or anything like that. And literally, when I moved to LA, we knew a mutual friend who connected us with Tommy Brown, and then we started working together when we started working with Tommy Brown together.
So you knew of each other's presence in Pittsburgh, but you weren't actually physically connected until you got here.
Yeah.
That is so weird.
Crazy, right?
I mean, that's like.
And then we worked together literally every day for like the last 3.5 years, like straight.
Whoa.
Like,
Is it right off the bat, you know that this is going to be something, like the first time you guys get into the studio together? Or is it rough at first?
I mean, it took time. Like, we kind of had to, like, learn each other and, like, I guess get the chemistry to where it was. But it started because we were, like, kind of writing and producing for, like, other people. So we were like, all right, let's do this, let's try this. And we were getting into other people's headspaces, trying to really figure that out. And it kind of organically happened.
So when you're doing that, like when you guys first started, were you starting knowing who you were creating for and like...
in most cases, we don't know who the song is for if we're making a song. So literally for the first couple years, it's just making things. And if it fit an artist, we would send it to who we think it would work for.
So when you were making music, what was your motivation? Was it to like tell your own story, share stories that you've witnessed? Like how do you just create music to create music for somebody else to embody? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like back when we first were starting, it was more so, well, for me, I can't really speak for both of us, but it was just, I had fun creating stuff and like just trying stuff, trying to be creative. And like it's a little different than now because I feel like now it's more so we're putting our feelings and stuff into like song form versus like back then it was just I want to create something cool that sounds cool and it's like, hey,
Yeah, your purpose is different now.
Yeah, I try to tie everything to a sense of emotion and like in whatever form that is, and kind of like use that as a thread rather than like telling a story, like a specific story, kind of like pick an emotion.
I get because it's broader then. So you have a lot to
because
explore.
there's a lot more people who can relate to, oh, I'm happy because I'm in a good relationship, or like, you know what I'm saying, rather than like, oh, here's the event that was really cool.
Was it fulfilling creatively for you to do that?
Not it. Oh,
I mean, it depends because like since we produce too, it's really cool because I get to throw a lot of paint and create emotions and like make all these different types of very varying forms of like sound that are just, you know, like obviously like as close to the feeling that I could get, but like at the same time, I feel like I don't have enough. I do this so much that I don't have enough time to make stories for myself. So like going out and doing things and stuff like that sometimes lacks because I'm always trying to give you an emotion. And so it's like having the balance back and forth is what makes art okay. It's like having the fun experiences and then going to make the songs about them and stuff like that. And so learning that balance was really the hard part and the good part and the rewarding part and how we keep creative.
It's lifetime and studio time balance, or
and
Kinda. Yeah. And like I feel like whenever you're like writing to like kind of like tell stories and such that aren't necessarily emotionally connected, it's not as fulfilling because whenever it really comes from like your heart, it's like this is real. This is like something I felt and went through, and people connect with that because we all experience these things and we all feel these emotions. And whenever you're coming at it from that place instead of like trying to just tell a cool story, it really sticks a lot more, I feel.
I get it because it's a part of you.
It's crazy because actually that's exactly kind of how we themed the whole album. Like the whole one we just did is literally off of like exact relationship experiences that we were having at that moment. Like,
but like how? By the way, like through line to even your work on Thank You Next, that those are qualities that it all shares, right? This idea that like as you live it, you write it and you put it into music because it's all so relevant emotionally to you.
Yeah, and like I really feel like it's not even necessarily writing songs, but you're documenting your growth and your past and your emotions. You're just documenting. You're literally writing down what happened.
It's crazy that's like literally what it's been. And I don't know. I feel like in a huge way, like Ariana on Thank You Next kind of really paved the way for more artists to do that and kind of be more transparent and kind of like real about some stuff. So I don't know. That's kind of cool because we help make it okay for us to do it.
yeah.
In a weird way.
You helped open that door for yourselves to go through
to
it.
help. Yeah.
But the coolest part, there's many cool parts to this, but I think one of the biggest things is that it really does cure this consumption habit that's formed with streaming, right? This idea that we always want music.
Yeah.
So this idea that as you live, you also get to write and create. I mean, dude, you guys released Thank You Next so quickly. I mean, the turnaround time was like literally months, a couple months. So like you kind of hit a couple birds with one stone. Like you feel great, you get to put music out that you want to put out there, and you get to feed the beasts.
Yeah, I feel like that song came out like within like 2 weeks or something like that. It was like
it was crazy.
or 3 weeks or so. It was like literally the craziest thing because I didn't know what the paperwork was for when I got it. I was like, what?
You talking about the split paperwork?
Yeah, and it was like, oh, this is, and then it came out that day. I was like, wait a minute. I was like,
That's nuts.
it was crazy.
I already was in rapper mode.
Yeah,
But how many times-
dropping bomb.
There's been so many artists that are like sitting on music that they wish they can put out. They wish they can put out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like this is such a cool thing. It's special.
that was really fly. I was like, great job. Yeah, great choice here.
Is that one of the biggest things you learned from working with her? Or what is it? Like what do you
to drop music whenever you want?
I mean, that's maybe like a broad thing that you take away. But like working with her directly, what's a big thing that you learned from working on that album, working with Tommy, working with her, that really sticks with you?
For me, it was really like that level of transparency, like to the extent of like, thought I'd end up with Sean. Like, that's real, and people know, and it hits differently when they're like, oh, I saw that. I was around when that stage was happening,
I get it. Because you know it. You know what I mean? Everybody knows it.
There's from working with her, I learned like a whole lot about like a dedication to this, because I kind of see it in everything she does. Like, she was literally going through one of the craziest things in her life and literally was in the studio, like through it all, talking about it, like going through everything, like really having these things and actually putting in the work and still comping her vocals and still putting forth the effort she needed to while still rehearsing and like singing and doing her live stuff, and like could have easily just avoided everything, but like that work ethic and like the amount of focus that she put forth was really, really cool to see. And like that was like mad inspiring for me, because I'm like, yo, you can't tell me that you're trying hard if you're not. Like,
Yeah.
like I have the like, what kind of example is that? That's insane. Like, get back to work, bro. Yeah, I don't care how. And so it made me like kind of like lose a lot of sleep after that. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm cool. Back to work.
Get it done.
You know what I'm saying?
It's more like
keep making ideas, keep trying, keep pushing.
Don't stop.
Yeah.
You guys ever ask her why she trusted you guys with those stories?
Hopefully it's because we've been friends for a long time.
Yeah.
I hope it's literally that simple. I know she said that it was like we've been friends, and that's kind of how our whole relationship started. Like it's not like work relationship. It just literally was like, yo.
And like, it wasn't even necessarily a vibe of like, oh, we're in the studio trying to make some hits or whatever. We're here with our friend. She's going through some stuff. Let's talk it out, and maybe some creative things will happen. And they happened.
Yes, they did.
Whose vocals are on "Haunt You"?
Ariana's.
Yeah.
We have Ariana vocals.
I thought so. I just wanted you to say it. It's a great record.
Hey.
It's super honest.
Yeah.
It's like beauty.
That's kind of like our most intertwined songs so far. It's like very deep meanings. There's 3 meanings to the song
3 meanings that you
that we have, and hopefully millions of others
Yes.
that will formulate.
So do you have your meaning? Scooty has his, and who's the third?
Well, he has 2.
I have 2 meanings to the song to me.
Go.
Okay, so the first is about a relationship. There was this girl I was crazy about. Go figure.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm crazy about this girl, and I think like, yo, I want to love you properly. I want to be like the actual. I want to be the. You know what I'm saying? I want to do this right, and so like, I had a lot of insecurity about it. Like, how can I possibly actually do any relationship right when I don't have any examples? How can I, you know what I'm saying? How can I love you like I'm supposed to?
You don't know.
How can I be special to you? How can I be more important to anybody you've dated? And I don't know who you've dated or who you like. I don't know anything. You know what I'm saying? So like all these fears and stuff like that. But it's like, so it becomes something insanely beautiful. It's this love that you have in this amazing person. But like, you want to be so much better than you are, that it's like this thing that haunts you a little bit. So it's like this, I don't know, this beautiful thought about a relationship. And then at the same time, it's about my sister. My sister passed away in June. Her name was Robin, and I called her Bluebird. And at first, whenever she passed, I really wanted her back. So I was the type of guy that would yell to God, give me my sister back. You know, I want my sister. But at the same time, I had to think about it. How can I offer you what you have? Because if you're in heaven, it's tremendously more beautiful than what I can give you. And you're with God now. So, like, how can anything I can offer be more special than what you have? Which is similar to the thought of that relationship.
Yeah.
And so it's like, how can something so beautiful haunt you? It's like, I want my sister back, but at the same time, I'm so happy that you're happy, and I know you're not in any pain. So it's like something beautiful that haunts you.
That record, obviously, in your life is more than meaningful. Is it a way of healing for you?
Absolutely. Absolutely, because I get to talk to my sister a little bit, and I get to talk to this girl and tell her some feelings that I have that like I wouldn't normally be able to formulate to her. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it kind of is healing. It's like a therapy session, which is pretty much because Ari opened the door for stuff like that. And the third meeting, which is like, all
Well,
right,
Well,
well,
what is you have the third?
this is there's a mitten.
When does your third come in? Does it like
No. It's all
Intertwined.
at all three.
Yeah.
Three meanings are woven into every line. Every line is about
Whoa.
all three.
So you knew
So
these
if
meanings
it-
before you got into
Yeah,
them?
100%.
Before you
we-
wrote the song,
yeah,
you
and-
had goals.
Yep, we had, and so it is literally every lyric is about one thing. Every lyric is about one thing. Every lyric is about one thing, and it's also
yeah, 'cause,
about
like,
all three.
We were, like when we were like making all of them, it was kind of like a kumbaya session where we were just really talking about how we were feeling, what we were going through, and just really hashing things out, getting feelings out, and it just came together really, like really organically. But
What is the third meaning?
so my father was diagnosed with ALS about a year ago now. And you know how like when you're growing up, your parents are kind of like the authority figure, but like as you get older, like they become your friend and you start relating to them on like a more personal level. Like I can talk to you about things and really get to know you as a person more so than like a parent.
Yeah.
And I feel like now in my life I'm finally getting that opportunity, but at the same time I have to, you know, watch my dad kind of like wither away from like what he was. And like it's beautiful that I'm finally getting to know him and learn him on such a level, but at the same time it's just like this looming cloud of I'm saying goodbye kind of.
At the same time.
Yeah. So like it's like
I can't even imagine what that studio is like when you're putting that record together.
It was pretty intense.
I mean, the most vulnerable room a human could be
Yeah.
in.
For sure.
Did you go into that room knowing what you were about to accomplish, or did it just happen?
No, we just wanted to make some music that felt real.
yeah.
With it, and that was came from a really real place and was the music that we wanted to listen to. Because we did have a conversation about the type of music Scooty wanted to make and the type of music I was interested in at the time as well. And so like Scoot wanted more of, I wanted to turn up. I was like, I want some 808s, I want some slaps, I want some drums, and you were just in a whole different ballpark.
I was in like the really like, you know, deep like make you think and ride in your car music. Yeah.
But isn't
like
it
chill vibes and like things that you could put on repeat for like hours and just be chill. And mine was very much not that vibe. Mine was like I just want to move around because at first during the 10 days that we spent in Big Bear making it, it was like I was like going through some stuff when I was like, and I didn't this with the same girl, and I was like man, I'm so I can't stand what's going on right now. And so like I was like in this place where I wanted something different than what I was getting, and it was like I was hype and he was like in lovey-dovey mode, and then we switched halfway through the week, and so like I don't know, it was back and forth. But what was cool is we got to mix a lot of emotions with the EP and with the album and stuff like that, and with Haunt You. And
Yeah, like just because we were kind of like opposite all the time, it was kind of like it made the songs kind of
so freaking great and so different? Because I never heard you break down your sound like that based on what your personal wants are. But knowing your music pretty well, I totally hear it. But it's the best of both worlds. Like you want to be able to space out and have a deeper meaning to music, but at the same time, records need to be able to make you move and be a beat and have like, I don't know, like slap, you know?
You wanted to have a slap. Gotta have
gotta have
a
a
slap.
slap.
Sprinkle the slaps on it.
It's the combination. Is there a world where you only make music for yourself because of how fulfilling it is and how connected it is to who you are as people?
I feel like at first it was just kind of like therapeutic to kind of get your thoughts out for you like kind of like put it down so you can like move on from it. But like now, like it's a lot
Yeah,
bigger.
it would be way too selfish of me to just think of myself all day. I like other people and I like their thoughts. Like I like, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
like hearing other artists' point of view and like what's going on. Like whenever you're in the studio with this artist, they like maybe have like a completely different perspective on how people should be treated, on how love should be. And it's like to hear that is like a whole different perspective. It's almost like watching when you go see a movie and you get involved with the characters and things like that. I feel like a lot of sessions become stuff like that, and we get to be able to be creators and tinkerers and like, okay, how can we turn this into something easy to watch, easy to listen to? You know what I'm saying? And it's like kind of cool to mix those stories and then, I don't know, to flip flop back to our own
stuff.
stories. And
You
so I don't know.
learn-
I think a perfect world is,
What you're doing.
damn, that's kind of crazy.
Dude, it is what you're doing because you get a chance
That's
to
kinda
learn. You
crazy.
get a chance to have involvement in other people's creative stuff. You also get inspired by their lives and their stories. It's like a perfect storm. Is there a world where do you feel like you have to create together? Because I've watched the two of you work in a studio. It's like the two of you like facing each other on computers, just going, headphones on.
Well, all right, so he's phenomenal, like just on his own. So like it's kind of like I don't know, like I'm always down to work because I'd be like, what are you about to do? What's gonna happen? I'm like, what are we about to make? I don't know. I just become a big kid sometimes because like there's a lot of even not just Scooty, but the people we surround ourselves with are really good and they're really trying and they really want to make an impact in music and really do something different and like and it kind of gives you like a spark to want to like work with each other.
I feel like he's salt and I'm pepper, but together we're seasoned salt. If that makes sense.
I get
like
it.
It's different.
Us together is
Can
like
we
a
be
whole
more
nother
slapping,
like. Well, I didn't. That was on the fly,
More
bro.
slapping seasoning, though. I don't know.
That's the first thing that popped in my head.
What seasoning would we be?
We are the
We got-
Mrs. Dash.
Mrs. Dash. Dang, cause salt and pepper, like I don't know.
You're questioning all
Salt
of
and pepper
it.
is kind of flat though, cause like
That's all
That's
you
like
need
the-
on a good
that's-
steak.
You need it all the
Yeah.
time. It is like a basic requirement no matter
Yeah.
what the situation. So when you guys get into a room now, is it through Tommy Brown? Because he is the facilitator of the function.
he is a facilitator of the function, and he does put us in some rooms we ain't got no business in.
Yeah.
What's the most ridiculous room you've landed in recently?
Recently?
He pulled me into right before tour, he pulled us into a Juice WRLD session
Cool.
as a writer. I'm like, he literally wrote everything. He freestyled everything.
So what do you do?
Exactly.
Good job.
I just hung out with everybody. I was like, this is kind of cool. I got an easy day today.
Do you feel obligated to say anything, like to give some sort of input while you're there?
Obviously, you don't want to be pardon my word choice, a piece of shit and not doing anything. Like, but what you would like to do is be courteous to the people you're working with and feel the room. And if you're not, if there's a vibe that maybe is already complete or maybe that would be better suited without you, to notice that and participate at the level you need to be.
Yeah, because it's not necessarily about making sure you have contributed something. It's more so making sure that that piece of art is complete and to the best of its potential.
What that song sound like, not what you wrote.
But like that's easier said than done. A lot of people can't do that.
A lot of people feel entitled to things that maybe they shouldn't be entitled to.
They don't read the room.
Yeah.
They feel like they need to be heard.
Exactly. Some people think that you have to show off to be important, but that's like a drummer who does nothing but feels the entire song. Like, you have to slow down and pace it and put sprinkles where you need, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything's like cooking or Pokemon.
Life is Pokemon.
Life is like Pokemon.
Can you please explain that to me?
It's self-explanatory.
We've had a lot of we've had a couple
You know what
deep
I mean?
discussions, and this is definitely
This could be the
one.
lightest one. It'd be like, it's pretty much like Pokemon, and we can never elaborate. Just no. There is a real reason. I'm just playing.
Well, nah, we actually had like this long talk about how like Pokemon is life because, like, say, what?
I don't remember why we said
No,
Pokemon
this
life,
was
I'm
like
gonna be honest.
really interesting,
It
and
was.
I'm like mad now because I can't remember how it started.
It was something about like
Like I think
your experiences and how
gym
it grows
leaders-
you and like
the gym
challenges
leaders
and
were
stuff
like,
that. It was pretty like
yeah, like we broke it down.
encouraging.
By the way, I'm sure there's like a whole like WordPress website that breaks down how Pokemon
Oh,
is
yeah, for
connected
sure,
to
for
life
sure.
somewhere.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
I mean,
The
maybe.
trainer was God, right?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, the
The
trainer
trainer
was
could be
God. You're the
God.
Pokemon.
And you
And-
go
Oh,
fight.
so we're the Pokemon.
we could
Yes.
be Pokemon.
Yes,
I
we're
mean,
Pokemon.
Oh, I thought we were at least the freaking, Ash Ketchums.
Ash Ketchum.
We are.
Who says you're Ash Ketchum, bro? I mean, I can't give myself that much props.
You're right. He deserves way more respect.
You know what I'm saying? Ash Ketchum, the leader.
But the trainer
Right.
takes you to where you're supposed to go. He takes you to these gyms, which are, your battles in life,
See?
whatever you struggle with or
Ooh.
whatever. And they train you to overcome obstacles.
I get it.
And
I get
It was
asked
a lot.
Pokemon Evolve.
See,
Yes,
you
as-
can evolve
as
and
you-
sometimes into
yes.
whatever you want
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, as
based
you
off
get
of
as
your
you grow.
surroundings. Ooh.
yes. And everybody has their specific talent or
See what I'm
skill set that helps them to shine. And by developing that talent, you grow more and you level up
Beautiful.
in life. It was
I mean,
Well done.
something towards that extent could
yeah.
suffice.
I'm
for right now.
spacing right now.
What Pokemon would you be? For some reason, I'm like looking at your face and I'm trying to like put you as a Pokemon, and I'm getting Mewtwo, but I only think that's because of your pink hat.
Really?
Yeah,
YouTube would be that's a compliment, bro.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a crazy compliment. I would have said like I don't know,
I think
Charmander.
Squirtle, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely one of the starting three.
Are you thinking, Mikey? What would you be?
I don't know. I'd probably be like a Magikarp, bro. I had a weak start, bro.
Strong finish though.
Hey, I can
Gyarados.
finish strong though, bro.
Gyarados is a very strong finish.
So, how did you all start in music? Like, were you just like playing around on your computer at home, figuring it out? Did you start playing instruments at an early age? Like, what sparked it for each of you individually?
Well, I mean,
You go, Scooty.
All right. I was like a jostle.
I've been singing since I was like a little kid. I would follow my sister around all the time and sing whatever she was singing and get on her nerves. Yeah, and I guess it kind of like developed into that. And then like I just started messing with like production and stuff in like college.
And were you releasing music as yourself? Were you trying to produce for other artists in college?
No, nobody wanted me to work with them. Yeah,
It was the Slippers. They didn't get it.
yeah, I was like a loner for a while.
And so what? Then you decide one day to come to LA?
No, I was actually I was in Pittsburgh working at a nonprofit organization, teaching kids about like music and stuff. And I remember I was working on my own project, and I had sent a song that I was working on to one of our friends that was in LA. And Tommy Brown actually ended up accidentally overhearing the song and was like, "Yo, who is that?" And he was like, "Yo, it's this kid Scooty from Pittsburgh." He was like, "Yo, I need him out here now to work on this project."
But just like that.
Yeah, so he called me and was like, "Yo, I want you to come out here for a week." And I was like, "Okay." And he was like, "All right, I'm getting your flight for tomorrow." And I was like, "Oh, oh, all right. So I called my job, and luckily they said, all right, you can have off. So I went out there for a week and was working on a bunch of projects with Mikey and Franks and Tommy. And this is when me and him actually first started working together. And after the week was up, I had all of my stuff packed up, ready to go back to Pittsburgh. My flight was about to happen. So I was walking up the driveway with my suitcase. I had a week's worth of clothes in a book bag. And Tommy stopped me and was like, yo, where are you going? And I was like, home. I have a job and I have to work tomorrow. And he was like, that job. Stay here. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, this might be one of those choices that changes your life. Stay here. And I've been there ever since.
It's crazy.
Dude, he got kidnapped.
The best kidnapping
was like-
ever.
Oh, you think you was taking that bag up the street? You think that Uber gonna go?
What was the first project that you guys met on?
We were working on all types of stuff from Empire to like movies to like stuff that we were trying to shoot for and stuff like that.
Wow.
So like we've immediately started working on things and like even stuff for like Pia that nobody's ever heard and stuff like that. Like little like Macy Gray, like other, like literally a bunch of stuff like
Macy.
immediately. Like
That was the first one.
I think
Macy Gray.
that was probably it actually.
Yep.
Boom, we figured it out.
Oh, it took a
Macy
minute.
Gray.
Talk it through.
But,
yeah,
like,
see?
That,
Oh.
was she your first cut or your first session?
Both actually. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because like that was like the second week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was either that or
Right when right around the time her and Ari did that song together.
Oh, yes. It ended
Oh,
up on the
yeah.
album. Greedy? What? No.
Dangerous Love?
Dangerous Love.
That's it.
Danger Love. Mhm.
Yeah, that one.
What did you do? How did you start in music? Were you playing instruments?
I started music because I had a hard life and like I didn't know how to cry and I wanted to cry and I figured out how to do it in music and like literally like I wanted to get away from everything and like kind of make my emotions and talk about it there. And so like I ended up getting gifted a computer from a lady at my church, and it was like this like super like humble, warm, you know what I mean, like low end, barely capable of doing the stuff that I needed it to. But I ran that thing into the ground so crazy. And so literally I was I kind of got into music because I really didn't want to deal drugs. I didn't want to be like a degenerate. I just kind of wanted to like do something healthy that I knew could possibly benefit me as well as talk about my emotions. And so I literally started making music for my church and stuff like that. I started helping out with the worship band, things like that. We started doing like Christian hip hop and stuff like that. We were trying, everything to really convey our emotions and stuff like that. And then I really decided I really wanted to learn from the greats. I wanted to go where the fire is so I could really learn music and how to like what it took to be great. And so I moved across the country with this dude. I had like $700. Said, screw it, I gotta go. Literally, Tommy was the first dude I met out here. And literally the day I met him, he played him some music. He was like, yo, you're dope. Let's team up. He's like, I know people. I've been doing this for years. Let's tag team. You got music. I got connections. Let's team up. I got music. You got music. Let's team up. Let's do this. You can stay here. We'll figure it out.
And done.
And with game over after that. Because I literally didn't, like from that point on, actually I slept in the studio. I stayed in the studio, and if there was music on, I tried to be up and present for it. So if I was asleep ever, I just tried to stay up and just do that. And then he moved in, did the same thing, and we literally for the next like, 2 years.
Got my first bed this year.
Congratulations.
I was couch surfing.
No, yeah, it was legit. Like we really wanted this, so we put in like 19-hour days every day since we moved.
So, dude, how'd you know you were ready for LA? Did you
I
know?
didn't. No, not at all. I actually was deathly terrified about it, and I just felt like, what am I gonna do? Stay where I know everything? Stay convenient?
What's
Am I
the
gonna
fun
stay
in that?
convenient and be used to what I'm used to? Like, nah, no, I've never had success in music. Let me actually find success.
And you did. Whoa.
I don't know. It's really cool.
How do you balance, right? You have so much success, and I'm not saying it's quick because it wasn't quick, but you have a lot of success. You have a bed now. You don't need
that's
to,
success.
you don't need to
That's
work
crazy.
19 hours a day anymore, or maybe you do, right?
No,
What is that balance of being comfortable but also staying hungry?
Trust me, if you stay too comfortable, you gonna be hungry.
Truth.
You gonna be hungry. I promise you that. And so, like, get back to work. Like Ariana showed us in her out and how she did this album. Get back to work. You ain't don't get too comfortable nowhere. Tommy always used to say that for real. He was like, don't be too comfortable.
Yeah.
In anything, like literally, he always used to talk about that. So kind of stuff like that sticks with us. Is like, keep trying, because just because you had some form of success, just because you had a couple plays, a couple spins, doesn't mean you will not get phased out in this next scene. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, who said it? He was watching Game of Thrones. I'm just now getting into it, but he was like, "Yo, you don't know who about to die." And that's just kind of how you be in life and success. Sometimes, like, stuff happens. You don't know what's about to happen. You gotta keep your hunger up, keep working. I don't know.
No,
that was an extraordinarily long explanation.
No, but that's
like,
but it's 100% the truth, right? Comfort is a killer. Comfort allows people to lose focus and lose sight of what is needed.
Now, obviously, refreshing and being like
Yes.
somewhat
Living.
sleeping in a good bed or a bed at all. You know what I'm saying? Is cool, but like, remember, you didn't have a bed.
That, dude,
As simple as that.
that's crazy to think about. Whoa. So, you have an EP coming because it's not out yet, right? Like, you guys are
No.
on SoundCloud. Like, that's where the
Yeah.
music exists right now.
Yeah, we didn't want people to come to Coachella and not have a sneak peek, so we put some songs out on SoundCloud, which are still available right now. But EP coming probably within the next like week or so, or something like that. We'll figure it out.
Haunt You is
We're gonna drop it on you.
real a surprise? Or are you going to like give us like a heads up?
I want to give you a heads up because
Yeah.
our fans are really mad at us right now because we didn't put it out yet.
I would love to give a heads up.
I would enjoy a heads up. I just want to be like, hey,
Yeah.
You personally would like
we're
one.
putting this music out this day.
Yeah.
You know what? I was watching you guys perform last night. I'm watching these girls love you. These like groups of really passionate females just screaming and
super
freaking
cool.
out.
That's super cool.
They're connecting with you.
And keep connecting. We love y'all so much. Thank you so much. We love everybody.
Wow.
I don't know. It was really crazy though to see that.
Yeah.
I was like, before the Ariana tour, what was the biggest stage you guys ever played?
We did
yeah.
the Z100.
Yeah, we had a
show.
100 show that was really cool.
Cool.
And we did. All right, so the one right before the tour was it was a snowstorm in Minnesota, and I think there had to be like 40 people that showed up because it was in like this little spot, but
they were
it was like crazy, but like literally it was like
40 people.
hey, yep, I can tell you're not
like
singing.
we-
Can you sing? And it was like. I'm
we-
just kidding.
we
I'm just
did-
kidding. Everybody was singing.
I can see everybody's face.
Joking.
No, but
Everybody's
that's
like,
scary.
but yeah, everybody's. I don't know.
Yeah, like if we put our mics down, you probably could still hear us.
But like, if you could play that type of show, you can almost play any show.
Oh no, yeah, it was a lot of fun. We went
Yeah.
crazy. Still, I don't know if you got 5 people there. We going ham. I'm just glad it's not 5 anymore. It's been pretty cool.
And it's going to keep growing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was really interesting to see everybody's response to the music, because we don't get to play the music for a lot of people because we're kind of in the studio. So to see groups of people excited about it at all is like really wild. And to see actually what was really cool is there was this kid's dad, and she was like overly excited, but she was shadowed by his excitement because he like reached his hand out and he was like super pumped, and I was like, geeked, and I was like, yo, that's fly. I was
Yeah.
like, he brought his daughter, but he's equally
Yeah.
as excited to be here, and I know she loved that, and I'm like, yo, this is cool. And so like, I don't know, it was like really fly.
I looked over at Mikey and was like, yo, parents like our music, bro.
I was like, that's crazy.
That's wild.
It's how you know. Okay, so Haunt You is going to be on the EP, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
So at least we can say that we tried. Will that be on the EP?
Yeah.
Beautiful record.
Thank you.
Really good. Is there, whose story is that mostly? Or is it shared between the two of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's shared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, after when breaking up, you would like to soften certain blows because you don't want to be mean. It's already over. You don't want to like tell somebody I'm breaking up with you in like the meanest way. You want to be polite. And so we just kind of re-ended our previous relationships, if you will. I don't know. We kind of were like, this is how I feel.
Yeah,
And
kind of like a grounded, kind of like, all right, let's be real with each other.
yeah.
So-
Let's,
Do you go back and explore your breakup, or do you write this coming off of a breakup?
It was, for me, it was looking back, kind of like what I wish would have been like our conversation breaking up.
And
so it's like his feelings,
yeah,
but like
Yeah.
not the actual event.
yeah, you're looking back. I get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And I think I was very much thinking of like an event a little bit. I was like, this is kind of how my last breakup went, but it wasn't even understood that way.
Do,
You
do,
know what I mean?
do your records start with production, or do they start with a story or an experience or a moment?
I feel like it kind of varies,
Yeah, it's different every time.
but like I feel like one central thing that we always try to do is once we have like a little melody or an idea or whatever, we'll write the song to the simplest chord progression or whatever that we have, just so that the song isn't like diminished by the beat or anything like that, because the beat's job is really supposed to carry the song and not necessarily vice versa, because a lot of times you get these really cool bumping beats and it kind of like overshadows what the actual song is trying to tell you.
And it ruins it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's the balance that matters.
Mm-hmm.
This our whole album was done guitar only. So we wrote everything to just guitar, and then we
Wow.
added all the production, because we were in Big Bear for about 10 days after Thank You Next to Seven Rings and stuff. Tony and Tommy and them were like, hey, you guys did great, we love those songs, can you guys like make one for you now, please? Can you please like apply that same love to your music? And so we were like, cool, can we rent a cabin and put a studio in there and just hang out for a couple days? They're like, yeah. We end up staying for 10 days and we make 14 songs
Whoa.
and scrap everything and literally make the album. And so it's a story of a relationship to its end in reverse. So it's like it starts with the breakup and then goes back through the relationship into like the lovey-dovey phase of how it all started.
Yeah.
And
It's kind of like an introspective look into the relationship. Like you're cycling back through to kind of like see where things went wrong and like where I guess fault would lie technically.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
It's literally hindsight.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so, but yeah, it was all of the songs that we did in Big Bear, which is the album that we're using, is all guitar driven, and we did it with our two friends from Sweden, Anton and Isabella. We literally hung out there for the whole 10 days. They were lovey dovey the whole time, and so they have this beautiful like energy of like, we're enjoying this. It's the first snow. Everybody's hanging in the hot tub and enjoying drinks and stuff like that, eating s'mores. Like they're happy, and I'm in a breakup. He's in a happy mood, and then we're switching around. So it's like all of these emotions, but we tried to tie it all in and tried to write everything from straight guitar, so it felt real and it felt like the stories we wanted to tell as humans, and hopefully things that people can relate to easily.
That's how you know you have a good record, right? if you can play it, if it sounds good on piano or guitar.
I hear that. I hear that a lot, and
Yeah.
I hope that these are those.
Yeah.
I am so excited. You don't have a date, right?
Oh, ooh, I would love a date.
Yeah.
Thank you, label. Tommy, somebody.
I really
Thank
want to know.
Yeah. If it were up to us.
14 songs.
Yeah.
With the right players in the room who have the right different experiences. Such a variety of people creating music, like giving different aspects and just different energies to it. It's cool.
So Thank You Next was obviously massive. Do you guys feel like you need to create something bigger?
I wouldn't say we need to create anything bigger. I feel like that was like a moment, and it was real. You can't really duplicate that or try to beat it because it came from like a real
It's like
feeling and experience.
That's like making your second kid play football too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's like
It's
like making your
It's
second
like,
kid.
Nah, you can be whatever you want.
Yeah.
If they want to do it, they want to do it. You support them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if it wants to be a good song, go please be a good song. You know what I mean? Like,
But your value does rise after all those hits, right? Maybe not to the two of you, but other artists looking at the two of you, right? People want you in a room now.
yeah, and we'd love to work with all of them. Everyone.
Who were you working with when I saw you in that studio? Do you remember when we crashed and Zara Larsson was there?
I think it was for sure us or Ari that day. But like also I think
Yeah, if we're in the side
I
room.
think either Charlie Puth was there or G-Eazy. It depends on which day because I think you pulled up twice.
Yeah. Whoa. So like, but if you're in that studio, are you tapped into those sessions? Can you contribute to those sessions?
Yeah.
How many people are in that room with you?
Which one?
Like in the Charlie Puth room, for instance.
Well, Charlie Puth's pretty much a one-man band.
Yeah, it's
So
him.
I mean, it really, if he lets anybody in, then
Yeah.
whoever.
Like we never really try to like be like, oh, let me get in here. It's
Yeah.
like if they invite us in, yeah. If they
Yeah.
don't, we'll be right here.
Yeah, we actually haven't even worked with Charlie yet. We've been in the studio and stuff, but like we don't force stuff like that. We're like, if you want to make something, you know, or if we want to make something, whatever.
Yeah, you're not like, you don't need to beg. You know? You want it to be natural.
Yeah, we're like, if we're like all like,
Yeah,
let's make something.
yeah.
Let's
That's
go
like,
crazy.
But that's how you know it's going to work, when it's
Yeah.
organic and genuine.
Yeah,
It
and
just,
that's like one of the most important things for us. I feel like just organic.
Yeah.
Just
have you said no to a session?
We try to be open to a lot of sessions, but at the same time, I would prefer for sure to work with somebody it's like if we're working with you, it's your album. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like, hey, we're all going to get together and hopefully send something out to somebody
Yeah.
that they
Or
might
like-
like.
You're
I like-
working for one
I
specific
like,
artist.
we're like, yeah, let's
Yeah.
actually make a piece of art right
Yeah.
now. Like,
yeah, and we really like when like the artist is like involved, because sometimes you get in the sessions with artists and they're not necessarily as involved with it as you would hope or expect.
And then it's hard, right? Because then you don't
Yeah.
really know 'em.
Yeah, and it's like, all right, we're writing about something that we don't necessarily know if you feel.
yeah. It's also slightly harder for an artist to promote something they're not fully in. I know they probably try their best, but like if
Not
you
the
don't like
same.
the song, you don't feel personally like into it, then like you're probably not going to send that extra exclamation point at the end of your post. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to
Yeah.
just have that real tangible like I
Yeah.
really want y'all to enjoy this. You know what I'm
Exactly.
I
saying?
totally
like-
understand it.
And like we had one friend, she's a singer, I'm not gonna say her name though, but she would always ask to do sessions with us, and we're like, yeah. But when we would get in the session, it was like we were kind of doing a lot of it, and after a while we were kind of like, look, if you start it, we will help you. We will jump in and help you. And it took her a while to actually get it, but once she actually did it and started realizing it, she was like, oh. And then she's just started knocking out songs and didn't even need us. And we were like, see, this is what we wanted you to see.
You're pushing her to be a better artist.
Yeah, is that like you have it in you as well. Like nobody can tell a story better than you. Like, but obviously help is great because even if you're publishing a book, you kind of want somebody to proofread it. Like, you know what I mean? You just kind of want that. But like, make sure that you have a thought that we can proofread.
It needs to start with you.
Yeah, it starts there, and then we make a great song together, and then
Teamwork makes the dream work, right, Dan?
Yeah, that's it.
What's going on with you?
You guys wish Magic in the Hamptons got bigger? Because I feel like it could have been bigger.
I mean, I would have loved for
Yeah.
I would have I can't. I mean, I would have never said no to.
Yeah, definitely feel like it could have been.
It really could have. I mean, I wish it did. It was a great record. Deserves. Maybe it'll have another life. Who knows?
Who knows? The right movie or something could change everything.
Sinks, baby.
Yeah.
Are you planning on producing a movie anytime soon, Dan?
Absolutely not.
If you change your mind, pull up.
I'll definitely throw that in
We'll
there.
make a remix or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
For this Dan Zolot motion picture.
Oh, I want to know why you guys put those 3 songs only on SoundCloud and not like iTunes, because I feel like people.
We're gonna pull up maybe like a week or so, something like that.
I've been asking Tony this for so long.
Well,
Yeah, because I
first-
wanted to add you to my freaking playlist, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a
would
SoundCloud
love-
guy.
Yeah.
We wanted them to be out for Coachella, but we didn't necessarily have all of the like paperwork and all of that kind of stuff, the yellow tape and stuff done.
I get it.
So we were like, here,
Take it.
yeah,
Eat.
because we really wanted people to, hear the songs, be able to sing the songs with us if they wanted to, because that's what a lot of the fans were saying, like, yo, give us the damn songs so we can sing them.
Yeah. Yo, you know what was crazy though? Before the songs were out, there was people in like the pit who were actually singing the words from Instagram clips, like literally singing
Like-
the songs, like knowing the words.
Yeah.
And that blew my mind. I'm like, first of all, I didn't even see enough of these videos to formulate the words and the lyrics to these songs. How have you not applied to be a detective yet? How is this? How are you still a concert goer? This is it was amazing to see that level of like
Passion.
But even the people who didn't know it, by the second hook, they were like trying to force their mouths to say the words, and I was like, I couldn't have been more grateful, because I'm like, yo, for somebody to enjoy your music at all is like a gift, but for somebody to like really want to participate at such a high level is really crazy to me, and it's so beautiful.
Is
like,
that what you're
for
looking
real.
for when you're up there? Are you looking for people singing?
Well,
I generally feel like I engage with whoever engages, like as I'm looking around, there's people that are, chilling, watching, and they're enjoying it. And I'm like, hey. And then there's people that are like, and reaching out. And I'm like, hey, what's up? Nice to meet you.
Like we'll for sure reciprocate your energy, like for sure, like in a good way. Not like if you're standing there, I'm not gonna look at you and stop moving.
You're
Like,
not
you know
gonna
what I
match
mean? Like,
Yeah.
someone's
bruh,
And there's sometimes where like you'll look down and you'll see people kind of like, and that's one of the times where we'll like just sit there and be like, just stare at them until they start smiling. Like,
But
come
at the
on,
same-
you know
what
you
was-
want to.
But what I did realize at first was whenever somebody's like standing here like this, sometimes it's literally because they're recording you and they're trying to pay attention. And it took me a second to realize that, because eventually once we started asking and having the crowd respond to certain things, the speed of it is what I had to pay attention to. I'm like, oh, people are paying attention and they're responding way faster than I thought. Maybe I was. And then I started to see that people were actually trying to make sure that they weren't missing certain things. Just like, know, and obviously, and then I remember being at concerts and I'm like, oh, I do that.
Memories,
I'm
man.
like, oh, I do that. I'm like, it's cool. Your show's good, bro.
Do you know what a hit song sounds like?
I think if you want to hear it afterwards, that's a good start.
Okay.
Like,
so if you want more
and-
than one listen.
No, like realistically, like I've been trying to think more less in the terms of like do I actually want to hear this song? Not
Okay.
like, would everybody else like to hear this song? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
you're
do I
gauge.
personally feel
Yeah.
connected enough to this that I could apply it to my life, like, at all? Because usually we're kind of, because we produce and write, we think about everybody. And so, like, I don't know. I've been trying to think about it more like that. So I feel like if I like it enough, then maybe somebody else will like it. And maybe it is a big song.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
You can see yourself in it, hear yourself in it, connect with it.
Yeah. Because it starts with you.
Beautiful.
A super extra long explanation again.
No.
I don't know.
Dan?
I just want to know, why isn't Ariana's name on Haunt You? Did you guys want to keep that a secret or something?
We wanted to haunt you. No.
Oh,
sorry.
Where did she do the vocals? Did she go to Big Bear?
No, actually, she.
No, it was actually a session for her at our house.
Cool.
And she had finished a song while on tour and stuff, and literally was like, "Hey, where's Haunt You?"
She loves that song.
And she was so excited, and we were like, "We would love for you to grace us, please."
But like, I'm sure even when she's hearing it in the studio, she'd be like singing along or supplying something, because it's like she's there, but she's not there.
Mm-hmm. She,
It's beautiful.
I like it. I feel it fits really well.
But yeah, we wanted to say, featuring Ari, but she was like, nah.
She was just like, "No, I think this song is beautiful enough, and I don't want it to. I just like to hear it. I want to hear it." And so we were like, "That's very respectable.
And if that's the gauge,
we're
right?
keeping these backgrounds.
We're not getting rid of them.
We love you. We're keeping these. You don't have to be featured. We're keeping these."
Because it's beautiful with or without that feature. And
Well, thank you, bro. That means a lot.
to the gauge of like, if you connect with it, you know what I mean? She connected with it.
Mm-hmm.
That means something to the life of the song and how other people are going to perceive it, and they're going to connect with it. It's really beautiful.
I receive it.
Haunt You. Listen to it if you haven't.
And
All-
sorry we didn't put it out yet. Like,
It's like out but not out.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
low key out.
That's it. Low key out.
It got leaked.
No, there are a few out there, right? Haunt You. At least we can say that we tried. Why You Always Got to Start Something. Another great one. Magic in the Hamptons. And then you have some older stuff too. Higher and a couple other records from back in the day. All
Yeah.
worth your ear.
Yeah.
Really
and
phenomenal.
And more coming really soon.
And when they come, please come back so we can really dissect it.
Okay.
Send the invite. We're pulling up.
I mean, we could do a sneak preview right now. I don't even care. Let's do it.
Whoa.
Let's just jump in.
You're gonna-
No, or next time.
I want people to be able to listen
Yeah,
to
we
it
can
so
wait,
they
we
can
can
like
wait.
listen and learn. You know?
We just
Yeah.
exclusively put it out on Zach Sang Show.
Yeah. We just
Like,
air
right
it on
now.
repeat.
And then you just have to watch it to get the songs.
I'm kind of for that. If you can get approval for that, Tony, let me know. I was about to. Dinero was your record with Jennifer Lopez,
Yeah.
so that was one that you didn't do together, the two of you.
Yeah.
What you do the beat?
Yes. And wrote.
Dinero.
Mhm.
Was that your line?
Well, it was me, a writer named Big A, and Danny
A.
Lay.
Cool.
Oh.
Yeah, and we were all just sitting in the studio. It was actually supposed to be for Danny Lay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but she passed on it, and Jayla was like, "Yo, this is crazy."
It's a great record.
Hey,
It's different. I remember when she found out that it went '1 on the Latin Billboard charts. It's a huge deal for her.
that was wild. that was actually my first place.
No.
Yeah,
No,
no,
I think that-
second, because the Chris Brown
yeah,
one
yeah.
was the first one.
Oh yeah, I think I was literally when he was making that record with them. I think I was in the other room starting the Chris Brown record.
Whoa.
I think it might have just been a cool like weekend or whatever.
Good energy weekend.
Yeah.
Did that make you a nice amount of dinero?
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't sound confident.
I mean, yes, it did. It did. It did. Good dinero.
Did it buy those pants?
Yes.
I love those pants.
Thank you.
Where'd you get them?
I found them online. Same with my slippers. I do a lot of online. I'm terrible.
Oh, he's addicted.
I'm
bro.
terrible.
Yeah, but
Like,
where were you getting stuff sent if you were couch surfing?
yeah, to the house, and I would just put it in the closet. All of my stuff was like tucked in the closet.
Tucked away?
Yeah.
Whose house did you stay at?
It's crazy.
Tommy's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been living on his couch.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, friends. I have so much to talk to you about, but come back and let's discuss this album when it's time.
100%.
I'm going to play the record. Haunt You. That's what we're going with?
Haunt You.
You cool with that, T-Bizzle? Yeah. Cool. Final question, Dan. You got any?
Oh no.
Have we covered a lot?
Oh, we sure did.
Thank you,
I'm
Matt.
sorry. I'm sorry. This is
Scooty.
the longest interview we've ever had.
We've done
No,
much
the
longer.
Ariana one was longer by like 40 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Dan is the timekeeper. He has a
Okay.
beard, and he has a little
like
watch that hangs on a chain. Social House, everybody.
All right.
Thanks for hanging out.
Hey.
I really hope you enjoyed that conversation. If you did, please subscribe and also check out our podcast. There's a link in the description, and also comment and like and do things. Other interviews are on the screen somewhere, so click them. Thanks for watching.